I see your
Mike Minotti.
A little sleight
Yep,
of
Grubb.
hand to sharpen
Assassin's
our
Creed
wits.
Mirage is yet another video game coming out this year. Another game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. But not like those games, it's like the other games. It's what the Assassin's Creed of old. How excited are you?
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm also very upset that Assassin's Creed is now so old that I can be nostalgic for a specific period.
Yeah,
of
it's
Assassin's
pretty messed up.
Creed. But here we are. In fact, I was on like the Wikipedia page for this game when I wrote my preview, just to like make sure I had some basic info right. And it's this is the 13th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series. 13, man.
And that's like major. Like if you want to really, like we were counting the other day, Mike, I think there's even significantly more than that actually if you really want to get into it. But yeah, this is let me fix the video here a little bit. Just pull it over here. There we go. There we go. This is it has a lot of vibes similar to Assassin's Creed 1. It's back in the Middle East. This one's in Baghdad actually, but still has similar vibes. I am pretty impressed by what I played. You played it as well. It is it's very Assassin's Creed. It feels a lot like, to me, it feels like Brotherhood. That's my favorite, and I'm excited about that. But it has a ton going on. Like you're going to be doing investigations. You're going to be doing a lot of stealth kills because you have your assassin's blade. They even show the scene where you chop off your fingers so you can get your assassin's blade or your one finger, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm into what I played. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, like I definitely liked Assassin's Creed the most in those early days. I even liked Assassin's Creed 1 a lot, which I know some people complain was too repetitive. But yeah, it did really peak with Brotherhood, and this is very much in that style where most of the game takes place in this one very large city. It is once again very focused on stealth and actually assassinating, and that just jives with me a lot more than the giant explore a whole country and it's an RPG and here's your cooldown abilities, because there's a lot of hand-to-hand combat and you can't insta-kill a person if their level is too high. Those games are good. They're fine. Just not necessarily,
they have their fans for sure.
They definitely have fans. They have their place. It's just not really my thing. This is more my thing. Even just seeing you go through these rooftops like this, it really does take me back to Assassin's Creed 1, just the kind of look and feel of it.
Yes, it does. And this is recorded footage from our preview session. This is me playing here during that. The nice Ubisoft PR lady was very helpful during this. Shout outs to her.
They didn't need to help me very much. That's interesting.
Okay. I was just being kind, Mike. She was just talking to me and telling me about her kids. This is I like this
silence on my end for 3 hours. That's all I had.
Well, they just don't like you very much as a person. So in this game, you start off with Basim. He is he's a street rat, Mike. A pretty original idea.
Rat,
yeah.
Riff raff. I don't buy that. If only they look closer, would they see a poor boy?
I do see a poor boy. It's me having to put up with you. They find out
there's so much more to me. Yeah, your Basim. He's Aladdin.
He's Aladdin. He is a common petty thief, but he occasionally does thieving work for the assassins,
the hidden ones.
Yeah, the hidden ones. Who he's like, hey, I want to be one of them. And his compatriot over there is like, hey, they don't pay well. They kind of suck. But he's like, listen, let me in there and let me do some real work. And then he's going to try to prove it here in this early mission, where he's. Right now we're just kind of doing stealing from people's purses and things like that. It's an early game tutorial. This is going to be our first kind of tutorial mission that we're going to see here in a second. I'll kind of pop forward a little bit so we can check that out.
Yeah, because our demo was in 3 stages. We had this kind of early stuff here. Then they took us to our sort of training as an assassin, and then we were in Baghdad running around the open city, kind of working towards a major assassination target.
That's right. Yeah. So this is it's a classic fortified position. It's not like a whole fort or one of those Ubisoft things. You'll be like, oh, this is a place where there's a ton of enemies. You gotta sneak in and take on that stuff. This is a very small version of that. But there is an object that I need to get in there and get information from. And there's a lot of guards, and we're gonna do the Assassin's Creed stuff. I'm gonna make a little bit of noise. I'm gonna whistle. One guy's gonna come here, check it out. I'm gonna pull him to the grass. I mean, yeah, classic stuff. And there, I didn't stab him or anything. I just punched him, knocked him out. And I hit the wrong button. Went to the pause menu there.
Incredible.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
but you can
you still like you still have to have like in these games. They always sort of insist on having slow starts, do they? They really feel like they need to set things up a lot, a bit too much.
Even in like even for these previews
enough.
that we did, like it was a lot of setup just to like do the real thing. It was kind of I'm like, wow, this is a lot.
I think they really wanted us to like get a sense of the story.
I agree.
I don't know why, which is fine. Like it seems it's all done well for sure. Me and you, that's not necessarily what we're really here for, but yeah, it's fine.
Yep, and it's like mostly they just like in this section they just kind of let you play a little bit. The door is locked, so I'm looking around like what are my options here. Gonna go around. It is a locked door. There might be another way in, but I did spot over there that there's a guard with a key, and he's got a little key logo over his head. So we're gonna head in that direction and see if we can maybe get it off him, maybe one way or the other. Maybe I knock him out. Maybe I can pickpocket him. I'm not sure. I actually don't remember what I did.
And this like stuff right here is what I find fun about Assassin's Creed. Just kind of being in this area. Like, okay, I gotta go get around here. I gotta go
slink across rooftops where no one could see me. Yes, that's a very empowering feeling. I think I actually struggled to find a way in over here for a while.
It took me a hot second this one too, Jeff. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because you can see in their Eagle Vision, there's that like dark red thing. So that window is barred from the other side. Yeah. So you can't go in that way. Same thing with that one down there.
Exactly. So I think I kind of maybe eventually going through the front. But I mean, I also appreciate that the game isn't like, hey, do this. Like it does let you figure this stuff out on your own. And that's, here we go. Just to knock a guy out because I can.
Out, yeah. Just to feel alive.
Just to feel something, anything. Yes. And then the hitman.
What would it be like to play Assassin's Creed 1 again today?
Yeah, I'm curious. I haven't really even thought about playing that game in a long time, but yes, the door is barred from the other side.
It too.
Yes.
A lot of people just think about Brotherhood.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend someone who's interested in Assassin's Creed ever go play Assassin's Creed 1. But I never hated that game. I just like it. I felt like, it has a lot of promise that they'll get to it eventually. I know you like it a little bit more than that even.
But I'm like, there's a few games where people like the main complaint is that it's repetitive. And maybe I'm just a simple fellow, but that stuff never bothers me. Like Alan Wake's another one. Everyone complains that like the combat in that game's repetitive. And I played the game for like the 10 hours and just kept shining my flashlight and shooting people. It was like that's fun.
Right, exactly. So we'll get this key. But I mean this was the setup section. This is us like learning the basics. Kind of figuring out how to use the Batman vision, stuff like that.
Right.
We don't have our eagle yet.
Vision.
Yeah, detective vision.
Yeah, you get the eagle later. I can't believe they had to bring back the eagle. Some people don't have a problem with it. I find the whole make my eagle fly in and have it stop in midair so I can play Where's Waldo with all the security guards thing really boring.
Well, I mean, it's optional, right? I mean, if you don't want to do that, don't do it.
You don't really need to do it.
Yeah. I think I just whistled again, and now I'm gonna call him over here. Yep.
It works every time.
Yep, I love it. That's the kind of stuff. Like, I'm always frustrated when a stealth game doesn't have that knock on the wall or whistle, because I always think of Metal Gear, just knocking on the wall, get the guy over here.
It works every time. Hitman's got the coins.
Yep.
You gotta have something. There you go. See, unbarred that.
Yeah, that's a satisfying unbarring of a window for some reason. I really like that.
Yeah, that's good.
And like, you can mostly climb on anything. It's something like Assassin's Creed got that way over time, where it's like, hey, if you see a wall, we're gonna give you the way to climb up it.
Kind of see out into the larger world a little bit as you move the camera around.
Yep.
Like, it looks pretty nice out there.
But we'll complete this mission. We stole the ledger. We'll give it to the hidden ones, and they'll kind of be like, hey, it does skip ahead for our preview, and they're like, all right, now
skips ahead, and that like one female friend of ours seems to disappear. I wonder what could possibly happen.
I know, yeah. I wonder if that's gonna have any implications for the story.
What tragic turn of events could possibly happen?
So yeah, let's.
We have been fishing at the harbor since
morning. These kids, but we'll actually go to.
Skip it. So this is you when you're training with the hidden ones now. And I think this is actually like their base that you would see in Assassin's Creed 1. I think you saw this place also in Revelations. I think it's that same area.
Yeah, I wonder if this ever popped up in Valhalla, like, because probably not. This is probably when they would have shown it in Valhalla, when this was DLC at one point.
Yeah, so like this character Basim is in Valhalla, and this takes place before that. He's like a seasoned assassin at that point.
Okay, yes.
Right.
So yes, and there's that lady over there. She's going to be your mentor. She's played by A famous actor whose name I can't remember, but she's in The Expanse. She plays the lady with the gravelly voice in The Expanse. A lot of people are going to know what I mean by that. And she's very much doing the gravelly voice thing here, and I was a big fan of that.
To perform it successfully.
I don't know if you got this. At one point, I had a side quest in Baghdad where like some kid was stuck on a roof or something. He was afraid, so I had to encourage him to jump into a pile of hay like that.
Oh, really?
I just kept thinking, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
No,
No, just go up there and get him. You're an assassin. Go get him.
like, what are you talking about? Don't tell this kid to jump into a pile of hay.
Just jump into a pile of hay. It's never been a problem for me, so this kid's gonna be fine.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Yep. So a bunch of training stuff, but eventually we
Yeah, and again, it's like we have to make sure we introduce everybody to like these 6 characters and all stuff. It's
yes,
a little bit much.
right, and it's like you said, your home base stuff. So it's gonna be the things you're gonna come back to, where these people are probably gonna make you upgrades and stuff like that. We'll see eventually, but it's also possible like this stuff's gonna get raided by enemies, and you had to go escape into Baghdad or something like that.
Of course, the classics.
Yes.
There's your little combat tutorial. You still do have like the hand-to-hand combat stuff, and it's simpler here. Thank God, it is. You know, you have your dodge roll, you have your parries and your counterattacks, but you don't have like your giant skill trees of like 15 different cooldown abilities that you could equip, which that just did not do very much for me in those games.
And you can do the thing here where you are just killing everybody if you want. You can fight your way out of most situations. It's just stealth is equally viable in almost every scenario for the most part. Yeah, there's gonna be times where you do stealth into combat, and it's like that's obviously what they want you to do. But in most open world situations, it feels like, hey, if you have the patience, you're gonna be able to stealth your way through this.
I think that's one of the reasons why they went that RPG route, because that was a problem with early Assassin's Creed games. Was even though like it's supposed to use stealth, you kind of find out, well, if I just like actually alert everybody and they come and fight me, it's very easy to just one by one parry and then instant kill them from that and actually take care of all my problems that way.
Yes, exactly.
But this game does some fun things to encourage the stealth stuff. I don't know if you'll see it later, but you know, once you're in the city, you kind of have a super meter that fills up each time you get a stealth kill, and when that's full, you do a sort of chain stealth kill you can do, so that's good for taking out a whole group of people at once silently.
Doesn't she like train you to do that at some point around here, I think?
She might.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, this is like the early actual combat mission where you're actually facing enemies, and you go out there and you can take out one stealthily, and then you got to fight the rest. But this is still by your base, so still very much the beginning areas. I think I actually messed this up the
Classic
first
whistle
time.
knockout.
Yep.
Do not make a noise.
Everyone's always just punching people to knock them out in video games. That can't be like a safe or kind thing to do to a person.
Yeah, and I think in reality, like if you get
involved.
knocked out, you're like knocked out for like 10 seconds usually, and you like wake right back up.
They just go to sleep.
Yeah, in video games, it's like, hey, or in movies, so it's like, well, I'm just gonna be asleep for forever now. It's like, I don't think that's
right.
Actually, that's really bad. If you did that, they need medical attention.
This person needs help.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the cutscene.
Yeah. Oh, the cutscene. Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say the montage, the training montage. Here now, you're learning to use your eagle. And I think, I bet in the final game you actually end up doing a lot of this stuff for real.
I disagree. I bet this is going to be a montage.
I think she might have mentioned like some of this stuff might actually be in there, but
oh well, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You talked to your PR person. How dare you treat your PR person like a human?
I know. Yeah, I know. Oh God, I'm ashamed of games journalism.
You're not supposed to look at them directly. They address
Spit at their feet is what you're supposed to do. All right, yeah. So let's get to the city. There's this is the segment where it's like, oh, some shit's happened.
This is where you cut your fingy.
Yep.
You will return to the dark.
I wouldn't want to cut my fingy. I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get a different job.
I'll just hold my knife.
I'll go be a cable repairman.
Yeah. He takes it like a champ. He's like, look at you like that. He's like, ooh, that hurt a little.
Yeah, no sell it.
Yeah, I get he doesn't want to cry in front of like, his boss and his mommy, but like,
it hurts really bad.
I mean, right now, he's still like, okay, ooh, that's over with. No,
you still don't have fingers,
right? It's like 3rd-degree burns, and also, it's not like it You think it instantly cauterized just because that blade was hot? I don't think so.
Man, but even if it does, it's just like, well, you know, the upside is I'm not bleeding, I guess. It's like, no, it's like, yes, there's no upside.
And he just covered it with this glove immediately. Put some cream on that.
You need
Get
some,
a Band-Aid.
you're gonna get an infection.
Like, come on.
You have died.
What are we doing here?
All right, so let's go to Baghdad. Of course, you gotta immediately jump into the bale of hay. Apparently, I think all those shadows there are the people you kill. Like, so if you kill a lot of people,
cool.
it's gonna be filled with shadows. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
Just like my dreams.
Exactly. How many people are shadows in your dreams, Mike?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Of course, now it's gonna take forever.
If only we had the ability to skip ahead a little.
Well, I
bit.
thought I went back just one. Apparently, I went back like.
Look, it's a good-looking city. That looks
Yes,
great.
I am excited about this. It's the Baghdad, the Circle City. It's God, looks like a fun place to explore.
Right. And Assassin's Creed has always been pretty cool with, like, really, like, doing right by whatever time period and location it's going for here. And you can find a lot of, like, fun little history facts throughout the world and in the menus also, and that's cool.
Yep. I mean, listen, it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game still. It's still going to be map barf. But that big circular sun-like one in the middle, that's going to be your main objective. It's not always just run to that point. Sometimes, I think it's my crash. Yeah, my game crashed
skip
on me.
ahead a little bit
skip
past
ahead. Yep, there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
So, yes, this is the merchants arguing, and sometimes it's going to be like you're going to hear an NPC like shouting, and you need to go check on that. So they're still going to feel like a living world a little bit, but a lot of it's Assassin's Creed. Run to the waypoint.
Come, it is me, Basim.
你是谁呀 ？Who？
Basim.
Basim. He says Basim. I was saying Basim.
I thought it was Basim myself. My mistake.
Yeah. Well, we're dumb idiots.
It's your T friend.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is one where it's like you're supposed to get something upstairs
You
here.
need to get a box of tea from him. Yeah.
The exact box of tea, right? Because he won't. The guy's like, hey, get this thing for me, and I'll help you out. Mike, I think I ended up just like fighting these dudes and just taking it and running.
Yeah. You kind of have to at some point. There wasn't really a better way in that I could find.
I looked for a better way in for a minute here.
It was kind of hard to. Maybe if I looked around more, I could have found a better way to like distract these guards and get them to move away from there.
I think I actually just stand here long enough they get pissed at me, and then they're like, "Well, we're gonna mess you up."
We don't like you or your white robes.
Exactly. So I look all around. I don't find a way in. So eventually, all right.
Oh, you do push some stuff around. What did Jan teach me those games are called? The chip challenge legs?
Sokoban?
Yeah, there's some Sokoban elements.
Yeah, there you go. Assassin's Creed's always been a great Sokoban like.
Yeah. I think eventually I just like assassinate a guy and then fight.
Yeah, I
people.
mean, it's got the big assassinate button right on it. Kind of want to press it
I can
right
take
now.
one of them out right now at least. Like, why not do
Okay,
that?
so yeah, he just got mad at me, so I'm like, whatever, I'll just attack.
Right. And, like,
That's kind of fun. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It still works fine.
Yep.
Like, they're not as bad as like they were in the early Assassin's Creed games where they really do just all wait their turn. Like, there's some threat to having multiple people fight you. Like, you see there, that guy swung at you, bro.
Yeah, I think this is yeah, look at that. There we go.
Yeah. So,
Just
like,
gut 'em.
because you hit that bag of spices, so it's supposed to obscure his vision.
Uh-huh. And then you can just walk up and hit him with the knife, shank him real quick. And then we'll go upstairs. Oh, yeah, the guy's like, hey, what's going on? I don't hear anything.
Right, they're still not exactly the smartest.
No.
Which is kind of good. I don't want them to be too smart.
Yeah, me too.
I want them to be meatbags.
Exactly. Like, if smart NPCs, I get that's often a complaint. Most of the time, I'm fine with them being idiots.
I don't think you realize that this is a Sukudo or whatever.
You know, I didn't. It took me a
push that
second.
block.
And then now I think I just looked at it. I'm like, oh, wait, I could probably move that right.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Doing it. Chips challenge, like.
I think the dead body's in the way, so I have to move and get on the other side of it.
Oh, it is. There you go.
Hey, dude, your body's in the way. Come on, man. It's rude.
know.
Be Kong's crate of
But
tea.
we get the thing here. We talk to Kong. He gives us some more information, and then he tells me, "Hey, go this place on the map and go investigate
Kong's
this thing."
Because we're trying to get into this auction so we can
And my
kill
game
an
crashed again, I
important
think.
city official. My game didn't crash at all.
It crashed for me a couple times. Yeah, well, you're just
We were doing. It was a cloud streaming thing, by the way, everybody. So it's not like.
Yeah, this preview builds, they crash all the time. Please take nothing away from that. That really is literally nothing at all.
Breakable links.
Right. So Yeah, I'm moving around in here and just kind of, I'm mostly going to assassinate as many people quietly as I can to kind of clear it out, make sure that's easier for me to move around in the space.
This was my favorite part of the demo.
Me
This
too.
was just like a large area where you had to gather some information. There's some bigger targets here. So this was fun just to kind of go through this whole little...
Right, and you can see the meter on the left there, the top left, where it's like, find information about the harbor master. We're going to slowly fill up that meter by finding these tidbits of information, and they're not marked on the map, so we just got to kind of use a little bit of logic and think, like, where would they be? And actually, I miss it right here. I don't recognize right now that thing on that table right there is some of that information. That's actually the last one I get. I have to come back here and find it.
And I think so like there's those three little like bars next to, right next to like the right stick click in button on the bottom left there. I think that's that thing that lets you do the chain assassinations. I don't know if you use it or not.
That sounds right. I don't know if I use it here. I honestly can't remember at all. Might use it like during at one point in the fight, but we'll see. Let's see what happens to take out this guy. Check that. And then... Oh yeah, so I think I alert them here. And then this is kind of how it'll go. Where I'm gonna be stealthy as much as I can, and then eventually stealth is gonna give way to a full-on fight, and that could be completely fine as well. Where I'm like, hey, you know what? I feel confident enough. I'm an assassin. I'm trained. I'm not gonna be overwhelmed here. But yeah, there's
those chests are interesting too. Like there's a bunch of like special currencies. You kind of use those to unlock a chest, or maybe give to an NPC and they'll do a favor for you. I'm kind of curious to see exactly how that all works in the full game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think I'm trying to do my my parries here, and I'm not getting the timing. There we go.
Do you think you'll have it in you to care for like another when they do like the next big open world RPG Assassin's Creed?
It's going to depend greatly on the setting, right? Like,
yeah.
The settings and the character will be a big part of it. I think if it is something that's appealing, and I really don't know what that is, maybe South America, maybe something like in Brazil, that could be cool.
Can I admit something to you, Jeff?
Yeah.
I've never liked Vikings. I think they're kind of mean jerks.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
They're
gross. I think they're gross, mean jerks.
Yeah,
they're very
that's right.
ugly.
And these days, there's like some problematic elements of like people who are super into Vikings. It's like, oh, you just like it because they're like the badass white guys, huh?
Right. People, I think like the Vikings were getting some good PR for a bit. Like, well, Vikings weren't any worse than most people. It's like, yeah, they were a little worse.
Yeah, they were
maybe.
a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They were a little bit worse. Like, well, sure, they like pillaged and like raped and killed.
Yeah,
you know,
sure they
so did some other people. Right.
I can't remember if I make it out of this fight or not.
All right.
I think this guy gives me a little bit of trouble.
That's a big boy, though.
Yeah.
That's oh, it's got a flamethrower.
That's crazy.
I don't think they had those in Baghdad.
Yeah, probably not. At least not. Probably not on just a guy guarding some papers in a building.
No. He's shooting it like he's Mega Man.
Yeah.
Like he's got an arm cannon. But
here it is.
I'll allow it.
Pretty dangerous. Out of stamina, too.
That's not good.
Nope.
Oh, you're about to get cooked.
Yep. And I can't even jump out of the way, really.
Yeah. You're on fire, Kratos. It'll pass. Does that feel like that game came out only a year ago?
When did it come out?
God of War Ragnarok.
Really? Last year?
That's just about a year ago.
Jeez, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said 11 years for Skyrim today, and you said 12. I'm like, oh yeah, it's basically 12 years now since Skyrim.
Yeah. Nice.
I love that. That's still
always feels good.
Still fun to just pull them into something like that. And now this place is mostly cleared out, so I spent some time like looking around,
yeah,
trying to find it. And then I think I should go the wrong way for a little bit, but yeah, I'll use the throwing knives. And this guy's like, wait, what the hell?
Okay, this guy's really slow.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he's like, huh?
He's still not too concerned.
No, he's like, huh? My guy fell asleep. He does have narcolepsy.
I have a knife in my back.
Yeah, but then I go the wrong way for a minute before I realize that the thing is back in that other building. And then let's see. Oh yeah, this I think this is okay. I think that might be when I use it.
Okay.
I think this is assassinate the harbor master, right? So this is the assassinate mission.
Yeah, and when I took this guy down, I think you'll see there's a bunch of those like that red powder. So I actually threw like my knife in one of those, and then it made powder everywhere. So I was able
that's
to go
fun.
down
I don't know if I do that.
Like,
that's cool.
Kill everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, the game does a good job of making sure there's a lot of fun stuff to do there. Yeah, I think I just...
You know, that works.
Yeah. These guys just scratching their head like, huh?
Oh, so you killed the marksman, so now you can use your bird.
Yeah, that's what it was, right? The marksman was going to take out the bird. He was shooting the bird with a bow and arrow, so he would, like, the bird be like, fuck this! And then you wouldn't be able to actually bring him up anymore. But now I can take a look and see who's around, find the harbor master as best I can. I like this, Mike. I get it.
I know.
But getting a lay of the land is
me
helpful.
So much. I don't know why
man.
it bothers me so much. I just find it, like, tedious.
Well, the thing that does bother me about it is just how similar it is across all Ubisoft games. It feels so much by the numbers. Like, that's a bit, ugh. But it's still, in situations like this where I'm like, okay, let me just look around real quick and see where everything is. That's useful.
This would be a good place to do, like, a chain assassin.
Yeah, and I
like,
should have, yeah.
Yeah, but see, you see all those red powder stuff there. That's
Yes,
what I
right there,
used.
yeah, look at that.
You just jumped in and then started swinging. Oh, look, he accidentally did it himself. I think you could be able to assassinate him now, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
What a dummy. Cool.
Dumb bitch.
You blew it.
That is, I ran out of time at this point because my game crashed so many times, and what I have to do, I think I had to go pick up my kid or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to do there's an auction scene. Mike, what happens at the auction scene?
Yeah, it's like the story basically progresses and you get inside this big market. And you kind of do a bunch of more story-driven things to find information about that. And then the story kind of takes you to your target, and then you just sort of kill that target within a cutscene, which to me is a little disappointing. Like, I'd rather kill him like I just killed that harbor master,
Yeah,
right?
just give me yet another assassination. That's kind of the thing. Like, that was the best part about the first game, was the big set-piece assassinations.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was building up to one of those, and instead it was like a story moment, which wasn't really a thing. I don't want to, wag my finger and be like, you should be more like Hitman, Assassin's Creed.
Right. But any time a game could be more like Hitman's probably a pretty good choice. But I get it. Assassin's Creed is its own thing, and there's definitely people who are still into this story, Mike. They are.
Yeah, and I am glad, I did an interview after my demo with the World Quest director. And, they said this is very much a standalone thing in terms of you don't have to worry as much about that broader narrative stuff. There's like a little bit in the beginning with like getting in an animus, but otherwise there's not playable modern day stuff.
Right, there's probably not much more outside of the animus beyond that, I would assume.
Yeah.
Animus. Yes, same
Animus.
Same here. Yes, animus. All right, yeah, so the rest of this is just me running as fast as I can to try to get somewhere before my time is going to be up. So we can wrap this up. Mike, thanks so much.
Thank you.